And hello everybody, it is Dingle here and welcome back to my channel. I hope y'all are doing super duper well. And today I'm going to be talking about exactly how much moving costs. I've done it a few times, so at this point I should know exactly how much moving does cost. And I'm also going to include a little checklist of exactly what we personally needed to check off our list, like everything from moving out of our old place to moving into our new place. Like I actually have the checklist, so I'm gonna share that with you guys because the cost and the checklist of exactly what I need to do is something that I definitely wish that I had when I was super new to moving places after college. But I am most excited about doing this video today because it is a collab with one of my absolute favorite people here on YouTube, my friend Tara Denise. Tara and her boyfriend Josue are parents of two beautiful baby boys. Well, one's not really a baby anymore. She has a toddler, Landon, and her seems to be newborn, Emerson, who literally seems like he was born yesterday, but I know that's not the case, but time is just flying so fast. But on her channel, you can see vlogs and other lifestyle videos surrounding her adorable family, mom content, cleaning montages, and everything in between. So if you're into that, which if you're into my videos, you totally should go check out Tara's channel. I love watching her videos personally so much. So make sure you go check her video out because she's doing a video on something that she knows a lot about, and that is how much babies cost. I love this collab because I'm talking about something that I personally have done a lot and know a lot about, and Tara is doing something that she knows personally a lot about as well. And something I've been also wondering because there's like a lot of different information out there, so to be hearing it from a friend of like how much these little tykes actually cost is very useful, so go check out her video. But before we get into everything that you need to know about moving and the exact cost of all of these things about moving, hello, my name is Mac Dingle, M-A-C-D-I-N-G-L-E. I live in Portland, Maine with my husband Jack, yes, Mac and Jack, with our two cats, Miss Allie and Hippo. I do everything lifestyle from vlogs to these types of lifestyle videos to other video ideas that pop in my head at 3 a.m. and I'm like, ooh, that would be really fun to do. But I also have a very large space in my heart for The Sims, the video game. So I make sure to have room on my channel for The Sims. So if that is something that you're into, lifestyle and The Sims, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. I upload every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, my friends. Don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up, and let's hop into exactly how much moving costs. Let me get my handy dandy notebook, and when I say notebook, I mean computer because it is 2020, my friends. But since college, I have moved 3 times. I moved to Connecticut with all of my stuff, and that wasn't as big of a move, but it was definitely a few hours, but still just like 1 day's worth of moving, you know? But I've also moved across the country twice. I literally moved from Connecticut to Seattle, and then 3 years later, literally just this past October, I moved back from Seattle to Portland, Maine. So East Coast to West Coast and then West Coast to East Coast. So I know a thing or two about moving. I'm specifically going to talk to those really big moves because we tracked every single expense. I'm gonna tell you the details surrounding that one. So if you're doing just a shorter move or even just a 3-day move or something like that, you guys can adjust to what your particular move is looking like. So first, let's get into the cost of this entire move, and then let's get into the checklist of every single little thing that Jack and I literally did and checked off physically in this Excel sheet. I used it, and if you guys want to use that checklist, feel free. That's why we're sharing it today. Okay, so I'm gonna pop up my exact Excel spreadsheet on the screen here, but the reason why I have plan B and the actual cost here is we had a few different routes that we could go moving back across the country to the East Coast from the West Coast. I was looking into hiring movers. I was looking into bringing both cats in the U-Haul with us. The only thing there is the space within the U-Haul cabin thing, and 2 cats and litter box and you know, all that stuff. And also our cat Hippo is, we call her just a little more, she has a little more needs than Miss Allie. We couldn't imagine bringing her across the country for like 6 days in a U-Haul with us, so we had to think about flights. So that was plan B. It was bringing 1 cat with us and the other cat was gonna fly, and we were gonna do a U-Haul instead of hiring a moving van to take our stuff across the country, which was a lot cheaper in this option, so that's why I'm gonna talk about it. So the first line item, I have U-Haul. So when I put in the U-Haul calculator situation, which is super easy to do on their website, it came to about $3,000. Now this was for 3,500 miles. We were going from Seattle to Maine, and then we ended up getting our apartment so fast that it didn't make sense to unpack the U-Haul and then pack it back up. So I had the U-Haul for 2 extra days, hence why it came to $3,154 versus $3,000. Again, if you are moving anytime shorter than that or longer than that, use the U-Haul website website for a quote, or you could use this measurement of 3,500 miles for around $3,000 or $3,100. The other thing we have on our list is moving help. Each time I moved, I didn't think that we were going to hire moving help. I thought, that's silly, we can do it, we're 2 people, we've got this. But honestly, each time, packing up the truck and even unpacking the truck, I am so thankful that we hired people to help us, because it went so much faster, and they are actually a little more skilled in packing than we are. Like, there's absolutely no way that our apartment in Seattle would have fit the amount of stuff if Jack and I tried to put that stuff into the moving truck versus someone who does it all the time and knows exactly the configuration of things to like fit everything in the truck. Like, they are gold. Like, I'm telling you, you definitely can save some dollars here, but they're absolute gold. So initially I thought we were only gonna have moving help when we got to Maine, but we ended up last minute getting moving help when we were in Seattle because we were just so overwhelmed, and we did not look back. It was the best decision. So initially I thought it was only gonna be $90, but then at the end of the day, I ended up spending $315. That's for 2 movers 2 times. So 2 movers in Seattle to help us pack up the truck, and then 2 movers when we got to Maine to unpack the truck. And that also includes tip though. That also includes tip. I included everything there, so that was $315. Gas is a fun one. So I estimated that it'd be about $1,000 for gas just based off of the move out to Seattle. And it was about right, you know, we had it for 2 extra days, so we just like factor that in. But I would say 3,500 miles, gas came to $1,283 specifically. It's tough to say how much on average it was a fill up, because Jack and I wanted to be cautious and not get super low on the gas, because sometimes we'd find ourselves in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the country, and gas would be kind of scarce. So we wanted to be safe and like fill up when we were getting to like a quarter tank or maybe even half a tank. If we saw a gas station, we might as well fill up. But when I average it, I would say that an average fill was about $60 to $80 for a tank fill. And then the most that we ever spent was when we were really low, and that ended up being $114. Just wanted to give you that range so that you have all the information. Next was hotels. So I estimated that it would be between like $120 to $150 at most for a hotel, because we were just staying in like Hampton Inns and like Quality Inns, things like that. Basically anywhere where we could bring our cat inside legally and not have to worry about sneaking her in or anything like that, because she's not quiet. So we would definitely be caught if we tried to sneak her in. It honestly ended up being a flat $700. That was great. And the only reason that I did $120 to $150 was because of the pet fees. Pet fees can be anywhere from $25 to $50 a night when you have an animal in the room, just for the extra cleaning costs and things like that. So without those, you could probably get like $100 to $120 for a hotel in a night. Next is food. And this came as a shock to us when we were first moving across the country. We were like, oh, we'll spend like $60 on food a day, like 20 for each meal. And honestly, I'm sure you could fit in that, but realistically, I would budget $100 a day. So whether it's you're moving for 1 day or you're moving for 2 or 3, like regardless, you're gonna be busy. You're gonna eat out. You're going to get the fastest thing and the most convenient thing. And sometimes when you're in the middle of the country, you don't have a lot of options. So, and then once you get to your destination after driving 11 hours or so, you might not feel like Burger King. I know, crazy concept, but you just might feel like an actual sit-down meal. So I would budget $100 a day. That has held true for each of our cross-country moves. So at the end of the day, we ended up spending $593. Again, it was 6 days and 5 nights. That holds up super true. Next for us was flights. So this definitely doesn't apply to everyone, but if you're planning on doing a flight to go see your new place in between when you're actually moving, regardless of the reason, we had to take a flight in order to get Hippo, our other cat, over to the location before Jack and I drove across the country. And the thing is, we personally were not going to ship Hippo by herself. I just did not feel comfortable with that. So this is why this price is the way it is, because I had to go with her. So the round trip ticket across the country at that time, it was around October-ish, maybe mid-October, was $722. Then add on top of that, they had a $125 animal fee. I think I flew American this time, and then the other time I ended up flying JetBlue when we were moving out to Seattle, and it still was $125. So I think that's a pretty safe number to add in if you're flying with an animal. The other cost there was vet fees. Learn that you should acquire paperwork from your vet that says that your animal is all up to snuff on their vaccinations. And honestly, just a good checkup before they fly is also a really good idea. So you can just hit two birds with one stone. Just go for a normal checkup and then ask them for an official paper that says that they're all up to date. The airline never asked for these papers, but it was recommended on their website just in case someone that like wants to be a jerk that day looks into the kennel and is like, she looks kind of sick. Can I see her papers? Like, you want to have those on hand. Better safe than sorry, my friends. So the vet fees for us ended up being $98. Then we have a miscellaneous category, and this miscellaneous is literally anything from hand wipes to Vaseline to snacks maybe that aren't meals. Like, you could put those in the meals category, but like, you know, just some gummy worms or some, like, there's literally, it adds up. Like extra cat food for Miss Allie, you know, like litter, like all of this stuff. Regardless of your family situation, there's always going to be these miscellaneous items. You are moving all the way across the country in a U-Haul. So for us, for 6 days and 5 nights, the miscellaneous cost came to $197. Again, if you are just moving for 1 day, your miscellaneous cost could be like 20 bucks. You may have forgot some moving tape. You may have forgot some boxes. You may have forgot like that type of thing, and that all just gets factored into here. And then the big driver for us was the new apartment, rent, deposit, all of that type of thing. And the reason why I'm including all of these miscellaneous things is because these all go into moving. Like, there is the physical cost of moving your stuff, but then this all surrounds it. It's getting the boxes, it's getting out of a lease if you need to, it's getting, like, all of these things are like around moving. That's why I'm including them in moving. Our out-of-pocket cost for a new apartment here in Portland, Maine was $3,916. This includes first month's rent, security deposit, pet deposit, and the prorated rate. We moved in a little bit before November, so we were paying for the days of October that were left. So all in all, for a cross-country move from Seattle to Maine in a U-Haul with a cat, flying one cat to the other side first, staying in hotels, all the meal costs, all the box costs, the miscellaneous, the moving help, the apartment once you get there, everything included costs $11,103. Don't be scared. Obviously, if you're making a massive move like this number might not shock you. But if you're making a smaller move, that's why I wanted to include the per day cost on some of these items. And some of these you can completely nix from your list. If you don't have a cat that you need to fly across the country because she's a psychopath and you don't want her in the cabin of the U-Haul with you, you're gonna save a lot of money. So that is exactly how much moving costs per item broken down. Let me share our checklist of absolutely everything that you need to do so you can have a peace of mind, write them down, put them in an Excel sheet yourself. But these are all of the things that we had to check off our list as we were moving. We had to book the airline tickets to fly Hippo out. We had to schedule vet visits for flying Hippo out. We had to ask the vet for the paperwork that says that they are able to fly in an airplane. We had to rent the U-Haul, had to plan our route, so exactly where and what cities we were stopping in, and we just did that through Google Maps, quite honestly. But planning our route then allowed us to understand how many days we were planning on traveling for food and gas, etc. And also, we were now able to book hotels, so that's the next item. We had to cancel our renter's insurance from our old apartment, let our landlord know exactly when we would be moving out, forward your mail to your new address or an address that's close by, maybe to a friend's house or a family member's house. That's what we did. We just forwarded our mail to my parents' house because we didn't have an apartment when we were moving, so we just living life on the edge over here. We canceled our gym or any other memberships we had in Seattle. We canceled our internet. We canceled our electric because those are the two things that we had to set up ourselves in our Seattle apartment. So basically cancel the things that you had to set up when you moved into the place that you're moving away from. Changed my pharmacy address with my doctor because even though you're not seeing that doctor anymore, I do have a medication that I needed to re-up before I would be able to find a doctor here in Maine. So I needed to let her know of the new change of address and like where to send my medication to. We made a Portland apartment list so we could start hunting while we were driving across the country. We had to get our extra apartment keys from our cat sitter that we had in Seattle because the apartment will charge you for any keys that they don't have when you're moving, so make sure you get all sets of keys. We did a U-Haul online check-in, which I highly recommend. It's so easy. It cuts down waiting in the U-Haul line once you get there to pick up your U-Haul by a ton, so make sure to just go and check in online. It's way easier. And then the last item was to book the moving help because again, I did that very last minute. It was one of those, we really do need help and we should probably hire movers. What's really great about the moving help, just real quick, something super helpful is U-Haul has a list of movers that they have verified and they feel comfortable enough associating themselves with these movers. Movers are independent companies within the area that you're doing the job. Every single time that we have booked through the U-Haul site on their list of movers, we have been so happy. So guys, that is everything when it comes to the exact cost of moving and our personal checklist that we used when we were moving. I honestly can't say that I went through a lot of stress with this cross-country move due to knowing how much it was gonna cost and budgeting out and also having the checklist handy. It cut down a lot of stress that I had when I was moving out to Seattle, so highly recommend. But again, if you are new to this channel and you have not hit the subscribe button yet, make sure you do so. Again, I upload every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, my friends. Do not forget to check out my friend Tara's video. It'll be linked in the description below on how much babies cost. I can't wait to watch it on Monday personally. I'm so excited, so make sure you check that out. And I'll make sure to see you guys in the comments over there. Before we go, guys, today's post notification shout out goes to Irene Strobel. Irene Strobel, thank you so much for being part of our community and having your post notifications turned on. Guys, if you want to be mentioned in my next video, all you have to do is be subscribed, hit the bell notification icon so you're notified every single time that I upload. Rush on in here whenever I post a video, and I notice all the people coming in during the notification time, so you could be mentioned in my next video. I love you all so much, and I will catch you on Wednesday, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye!